Mr. Jamie Carragher. Yeah. Morning, Jamie.
Morning, Chris. Morning, boys.
Morning.
Thanks for having me.
Morning, Jamie. Nice to see you.
Hey, we get to talk football because I can see Jamie's at Sky now. He's in that luxurious-looking boardroom. And, our friends... Yeah, on your own, because Neville's a lazy cat.
They've left you to it.
That work-shy fop that he is. Our friends at Sky Sports are now showing more Premier League matches than ever before. It is great timing now, the fact that Leeds United are back in the Premier.
Is that what it is, do you think? They've waited this long?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Dirty Leeds are back.
Yeah. Some would argue catch them for one season only, but we shall see. So does this mean more work for you?
Yes, I mean, if you class it as work, I've never classed it as that myself. It might be hard work for the viewers watching more of me and Neville now. Maybe, 30-40% more live games. But, yeah, listen, I think the excitement at the start of the season at Sky, no matter what the season, is always full on because we've missed it over the summer. But, as I said, more live games, more, people's teams up and down the country, including your own, Chris, will be on the box. And hopefully it'll go well for you. Because I think Leeds are one of those teams that maybe if you've got a big rivalry with them, maybe Manchester United. But I think myself and a lot of supporters up and down the country, you want Leeds back in the Premier League. They feel like a Premier League team, and hopefully they will stay.
Well, this is my question. So, obviously, Leeds, Burnley, and Sunderland going up. The last 2 seasons, the 3 teams that have gone up have gone straight back down again. Mm-hmm. How do you think? Do you think that that's going to stop this season?
I really hope so. I do. I think this is becoming a problem in the Premier League now, where it almost feels like it's a 17-team Premier League, and there's 3 Championship clubs in it. Yeah. And they're finding it really difficult. I mean, Sunderland has spent a lot of money, brought a few players in. I read a report that Leeds were identifying only players who are above 6 foot. I think everyone was going to be a giant who they were going to bring in.
That's our midfield. I think our midfield. I think the average height of our midfield now is 6'7".
Yeah, exactly. That's what you might need. I mean, we've had managers on before. We had Russell Martin on, who was the Southampton manager last season, lost his job, found it difficult. One of those promoted teams, and he said the thing that he regrets is not going more physical, and that was the thing that found them out. So maybe that's a template Leeds are looking at this season, because I think it's vital for the Premier League that one of those clubs stay up at least. I think it'd be difficult for all 3. I think that's nigh on impossible, but if at least one of them could stay up, I think it'd be great for the league.
The gap's got bigger, hasn't it, Jamie? Do you think Championship to Premier League? I think the last sort of 5 or 6 seasons, it's quite a gulf, isn't it?
Yeah, I think what you've got is there's always been a gap, and maybe it's grown. The last 2 years tell you that. I think the big difference is now, certainly I feel, is that I think clubs are so well organised. Everyone's got a director of football now. When people are doing transfers, it's not the manager just buying his mates' players or doing what he wants. It's a proper structure. So people are making less mistakes. So I think in terms of the teams who are already in the Premier League, there's less basket cases, if you understand what I mean. So they're that well organised, the structure's that good. They've been in the Premier League 5 or 6 years, the training grounds, sports science, everything around the club is top class. So it means there's less chance of them having a bad season. So it's not just sort of on the pitch. I think that's everything that comes with being a Premier League club. Definitely. And it's a lot for a team to sort of catch up in one season to teams who've been there for 5 or 6 years.
Well, it's some would argue it's not a fair fight, but so you need to kind of arm yourself as much as you can. But yeah, so the last 2 seasons, the top 3 teams that have gone up have gone back down again. Do you know when it was the last time that the 3 promoted teams stayed up?
Oh, it must be a long time ago.
That's a good question.
It's not.
It's not a good question.
It's 3 years ago.
Was that all it was?
Yeah. Well, so it shows you, because basically, you'd be delighted to backs up what you just said, because it's got worse. So it was Fulham, Bournemouth, and Nottingham Forest all beat the drop. So
who were the 3 teams who went down, Chris?
What, that season? I didn't write that down. I mean, I can... Here, get on ChatGPT, James, quick.
What year?
You're having a football
3
fact
seasons
off with
ago.
Jamie Carragher.
I know I am.
Only I don't know the answers.
Here's a question for you that came into my head this morning. Do you do fantasy football?
I don't, but you want me to say I do?
No, not really. I was just curious because it's like I just wondered if you or Neville did it, because I'd be like, oh,
I've never really got into it, to be honest. Really. I mean, a lot of friends do it, sort of something they talk about over the weekend. Micah Richards is massive on it, but it's not something I've ever really sort of got involved in, to be honest. Do you do it?
No, but
I'll always start.
I don't. Well, for the last few years, what's the point? I could name you about 5 Premier. Well, we don't look at that. We don't focus on that. You know, when you're a Leeds fan. Although now, obviously, I've got a bit.
Oh,
more
now you
interest
can. I think a lot of people start it, and then 4 or 5 weeks in, just go, I can't be bothered. It's too much like hard work, isn't it?
I think it was Leicester, Leeds, and Southampton. I think might have gone down that.
Was it? God, is that just off the top of your head?
That just come to you?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just weird how I blanked it out. What with my team being relegated that year. So how much travelling do you have to do for the games? How often are you there?
Well, I'm at Sky a lot because we got the Monday Night Football show that we love. So that's always done in-house. So the first Monday Night Football of the season is actually at Ellen Road. That'll be Leeds Everton, but we'll be doing it from here because we've got obviously so much analysis of the football of the weekend. So we need to be back at base. But I mean, when I talk about Leeds being back in the Premier League, it's not just to try and keep you happy that we want them to stay. I just think Ellen Road, it's one of those stadiums. Every game there feels like a big game. Even overnight, you think of the atmosphere, and I think it's probably one of the most famous Monday Night Footballs. I think it was a Monday Night Football. I think it was against Liverpool. If you remember that Tony Yeboah goal, remember that goal off the bar?
Yeah, absolutely.
That might have been a Monday night. So that was probably a typical Leeds evening game in the Premier League that hopefully we'll see a lot more of this season.
Are Leeds staying up?
I think Leeds have got the best chance out of the teams that come up, and I just think the atmosphere at Leeds, they've got to make that a fortress, make it a place where teams don't want to go. And now you've asked me, I'm going to say yes, Leeds. They're the one I think can stay up. I don't want to predict. I'm going to be asked for predictions all day.
Yes, you are.
And I don't want to predict that the 3 promoted teams are going to go straight back down, because that will depress me if that happens again. So I'm going to go for Leeds staying up. If you've got
a day of interviews and they all ask you, just why don't you just give a different answer each time and just see how long?
That's what I'm saying.
He's on Burnley FM later, and they go, "What do you think?" He goes, "I think Burnley will stay up definitely out of this." And then he's
win
on
the league.
Sunderland FM.
Yeah.
Dom, would you like to ask Jamie Carragher any questions?
I don't want to ask you to make predictions.
Why
Jamie.
He's so great.
Obviously, I mean, I've told you this before, Jamie. Number one, you're excellent, and you're God's representative here on earth. But secondly, I'm hearing a lot of people, you may well be as well, talking about Arsenal's. Obviously, I want Liverpool to win the league this season, as you do. Talking about Arsenal's chances of winning the league this season. They've finished second the last 3 seasons. And the last time they did that, the following season, as in this season coming, they went on to win it. Do you think that's going to be repeated, or do Liverpool fans have nothing to worry about?
No, I think a lot of the talk at the moment is that Liverpool could walk away with the league because of what they've done in the summer. I don't quite see that. And I actually think the way Liverpool performed Sunday, even though it was only 1 game, I thought it was a little bit worrying how they performed against Crystal Palace. Not so much the result, it was as how the actual game went. And it almost looks like they could have almost too many attacking players on the pitch. I think it's going to be interesting how Slot fixes that. I think for Arsenal, I like the players that they've brought in, but I don't think there's an absolute game changer in terms of maybe in the front. The trouble that the striker coming, it'll be really interesting to see how he does. Yeah. But I just think with Arsenal, the problem they'll have is not so much whether they're good enough. I think, if they can get back to where they were a couple of years ago, they've got a chance. They got Zubamendi in and the striker. But I think there'll be that much pressure on them, even from their own supporters in the stadium. It almost feels like it's now or never. I don't see sort of, if Arsenal finish second again, it won't be seen as like a decent season. It'll almost be seen as like a disaster. Yeah. And playing with that pressure for the whole season, I think, is what will make it tough for them.
I agree. So what you're saying is Liverpool win the league this season. That's what I'm hearing, Jamie.
Yeah, but I think it'll be a lot tighter than last season.
Yeah.
Even though Liverpool have gone big in the summer, but I think Liverpool won't have as much pressure on them as Arsenal, because Liverpool won the league last season. The manager's not under the pressure to deliver, whereas Arteta is.
What was the other question that you wanted to ask? You were saying off the air, can you go to a Liverpool game with Jamie
no, that's what
Carragher?
you said. Yeah, Chris is suggesting that me and you go to a game together, Jamie. So
well, why don't we commentate together?
Yes. I mean, it can't be that difficult, can it? Sure, I'll give it a go.
No,
you're brave. Do you know what?
You hear me every week.
One of my first jobs in radio, Jamie, was doing commentary. It was a Cambridge United game for the local radio station I was working at when I was like 19, 20. It's the hardest thing in the world, I think, because you just run out of stuff to say. I was just looking at my notes going, they've had no corners so far. Just coming out with absolute rubbish. But yeah, no, you turn into a masterclass.
Rubbish every week.
They should do that, because they used to do on Sky Sports. They used to do was it the Fan Zone?
Yeah, Fan Zone's brilliant.
Fan Zone was brilliant. Yeah. So it was like what's the first game? Liverpool
Bournemouth.
So you get a Liverpool fan on and a Bournemouth fan on sitting next to each other, and they would commentate on the game. And some of them were absolutely class. And then it was so popular, and then they just pulled it. They just stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Then we put them on proper commentary.
Yeah, well, this is it. But they should have some guest commentators on.
Yes, definitely.
That's
what I mean. You do the Leeds game.
There you go.
Liverpool Leeds game.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Leeds Everton sorted.
Right, see, if it gets me free tickets, I'm happy to go.
Absolutely.
Because then prices have suddenly gone up through the roof. Hospitality at Allen Road, let me tell you, true fan. Well, listen, lovely to talk to you. And when are you seeing Neville today or not?
Yes, he should be in the building now. I was in half an hour early. That's just the hierarchy of Sky at the moment. You know, Mr. Neville sees himself as on top, and we're underneath him. So we've all got to come in earlier.
Yeah,
he's such a lazy guy, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he runs about 19 businesses, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, I've heard this is his last year at Sky Sports, because they just got fed up with it.
Fingers crossed.
The word I've heard is bad attitude. That's all I'm saying. Absolutely. I don't want to get into it. Listen, all the best to you. Love to the family. Enjoy the season, and let's hope that Leeds United. I'm gonna predict, like Jim, we're staying up.
Okay. Yeah.
I might even have a little side bet on finishing top half of the table.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Jamie's reaction there's a worry for you, Chris.
I've never been a former professional footballer, but very similar to them, I'm terrible at gambling in the fact that I'm not very good at it. But look, I'm putting it out there.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I'll take the bet.
Yeah. And obviously, give it 5 games into the season, I might delete the fact that I even said this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good to see you. All the best. Enjoy.
Good to see you, Chris. Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Jamie.
Mr. Jamie Carragher, everybody. Cheers, my man. And our friends at Sky Sports have got all the games, more games than ever before. 215 games this season, so check it out.
Radio. The Chris Moyles Show.